Good afternoon, everyone. Judge Law will be on in about 5 more minutes.
Thank you.
We don't know it's payday Friday and we're trying to get out of here.
And happy Good Friday.
Ms. McCloud, do you want to do the breakout room with the interpreter?
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I think we're going to be placed in a breakout room. Miss Saini, is it?
Yes, I'm the interpreter.
Yes, I figured. Yes.
Mr.
Mr.
Jordan,
Jordan
you need
is
to place
going to.
them in the breakout.
Yes.
I don't even know where, is it Mr. Sal? I'm not sure where location
The
he's at.
He's
Sal,
at
yes. Mamadou Sal.
Alpharetta NX.
No, that's not him.
Okay. Judge just came on.
All right, thank you. I apologize for the delay, folks, but I'm here now. Good. Good afternoon. My name is Judge Lal, and we're going to begin with this state expedited accusation calendar for today, April 18th, 2025. These are misdemeanor cases in which individuals who were recently arrested and booked at the Fulton County Jail, their cases have now been formally accused by the Solicitor General of Fulton County. Hence, this would be their initial or first appearance before a judicial officer. During this time, I will let the defendant know what is their new case number, what are the charges that have been formally brought against them, to appoint counsel if necessary, set a bond, and also in certain cases to give you a new court date. Mr. Jordan, are you the? Okay, yeah.
I am. The reset date is May the 1st.
May the 1st. Okay, easy to remember. Thank you. And as I was saying, for some of you, your next court date will be set on May 1st, 2025 at 9 a.m. It will also be a virtual proceeding. So if you plan to attend the next hearing, please make sure you obtain the Zoom link. For those of you who are charged with a misdemeanor offense or more, please remember that you have a right to remain silent. Anything you choose to say during the course of this virtual proceeding, that's not only being recorded on live stream, your statements can and will be used against you. So if you have any questions, I prefer it if you ask that of your attorney in a private setting, not in this open main session. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, an attorney will be appointed to represent you. Who do we have in courtroom 2? Or is that who we are addressing first?
Position 1, Ms. Brockman.
Okay. And for those of you who are appearing on Zoom because you are a family member or a victim or a friend and support, please make sure that your video is off and that you're on mute, and you can come back on when you have to address a particular case. Melody Brockman is accused of 4 counts of battery from May 30th of last year, case number 25CR2027J. Ms. Brockman, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Your attorney is Mr. Chate. Any priors, Mr. Howard?
Third, she has 2 open drug cases, 24 PI 008147, 24 PI 00778. That's it.
All right, thank you. Ms. Allen?
Thank you, Your Honor. That's my case. This is an incident specifically from May the 30th of 2024. So there have been active warrants in this case for a period of time. She was just picked up. After this incident, she got 2 felony cases. The ones that are open, just referenced by pretrial, are from November and October of 2024. She's out on bond now. The incident location is 689 Cascade Avenue Southwest, which is an auto zone. The victim, or the targeted victim in this case, Mary Williams, is an employee there at the location. She and multiple people there at the location reported that about 3 p.m. in the afternoon on the 30th of May, the defendant showed up at the location. She does not work there. Mary Williams immediately knew the individual was someone who had been threatening her on social media. She let Jamal Bennett, her manager, know what was going on. Mrs. Brockman came in, started making threats and cursing and lunging at Mrs. Mary Williams. She then used pepper spray and sprayed multiple people there at the location, including Dwight Rutland and Tarika Sims. as well as a woman named Nawana Dunn. Jamal Bennett was also sprayed. He tried to intervene as the defendant was angry. He separated the employee of his, Mrs. Mary Williams, from the defendant, who then started pepper spraying people. Multiple folks were spoken with. There was a couple who was leaving after paying for something at the register. There was another coworker who was sprayed directly, and multiple witnesses, obviously, to this incident. We actually spoke to a few people today successfully. Of note, one individual reported that when she went out into the parking lot, the defendant fled to the parking lot. She pulled out a firearm, made threats to kill people, and then fled in her vehicle. Thankfully, her vehicle tag information was captured, and that was provided to the police. She was able to be identified that way, as well as through social media and her physical description. We're asking for the $14,000 bond that she came in on to stay in place, Your Honor, that she be ordered to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons, to stay away from the auto zone, and to stay away from Mary Williams, as well as Jamal Bennett, Dwight Rutland, Tarika Sims, and Nuwana Dunn. I will send the names and their spelling over to Mr. Jordan, if that's who I need to send that to.
Yes, please.
We'd also ask for some anger management. Thank you.
Mr. Chate?
Thank you, Your Honor. My client would like to ask this court for a signature bond. She's 22 years old. She's lived in Atlanta for the past 10 years. She's a graduate of Bismarck State Academy. In terms of her work history, since January of this year, she has worked for Metro PCS. It's a phone store. There, she's a retail assistant, and she also holds the keys to the store, and she opens that store, so she's entrusted with that responsibility. She has also informed me that she has a mother at home who needs dialysis treatment, and that mother is 56 years old. And my client also has a 3-year-old daughter. For those reasons, Your Honor, my client requests the signature bond.
Right. And Your Honor, if you would sound from Mrs. Dunn, she indicated that she'd be here on the Zoom, so I just want to
All
make sure.
Novena or Novana Dunn, D-U-N-N. If you're on Zoom, this will be the time to unmute and start your video. All right, is iPhone whatever?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you Miss Dunn?
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you know Melody Brockman?
I don't know, no.
You don't know her?
No, I don't know her.
You've never seen her before?
No.
Then why are you here?
I've seen her before. I'm saying I
And
met her.
Tell me what you know about her.
No, I was just a customer in the store when she came in irate, and I run to the back of the store, and she was fighting with another employee inside the store. At the time, they was hollering back and forth about some man.
Were you attacked?
I got sprayed.
You got sprayed? Okay.
I was close to the both of them.
Doing the spraying? Who did you see doing the spraying?
The heavyset girl, who was the one who was fighting the employee.
All right. Do you see her in the courtroom today?
I can't see.
Well, you need to slide that screen until you see the Zoom panel courtroom 2.
I see you in it, but I don't see anybody else.
Slide your screen.
Okay.
And you need to look at courtroom 2.
Yeah, she's in the top room 2.
All right.
Right there.
Recognize that person?
Yeah, that's all right there.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Please mute your screen.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Anything else to add, Mr. Chate or Miss Allen?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. On count 1, the battery charge, that's going to be a $5,000 surety. Count 2, count 3, and count 4 are going to be $5,000 each. And that's going to be a signature bond through pretrial services level 3. Her total bond is a $20,000 split bond. Once she pays the initial $5,000 surety part, the remainder $15,000 split bond, signature bond through pretrial level 3, and this is per judge. She will report to pretrial once a week. She's to stay 500 yards away from the AutoZone store at 689 Cascade Avenue in Southwest Atlanta, and she's to have no contact with Jamal Bennett, Dwight Rutland, Tarika Sims, Navon Dunn, and any of the employees and staff at the AutoZone location. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, and her next court date is May 1st. Thank you. Oh, next case, please. Are we doing Alpharetta Annex right now, or do we wait?
We can do that.
All right.
Your Honor, just to note, position 12 is going to need a breakout room. I think it's position 12, Mr. Thornton.
Okay, is that the individual at the Alpharetta Annex?
I'm not sure.
Let's find out. Alpharetta Annex, deputy at the Alpharetta Annex?
Your Honor, Mr. Perez is the person at the annex.
Oh, I see. And do we need an interpreter?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Perez. A deputy at Alpharetta Annex, could someone please unmute? Thank you, deputy. Thank you. Thank you. Oops. All right, we are addressing Giancarlo Perez, charged with giving false information to an officer and willful obstruction of an officer. Case number 25 CR 2039A. Incident date is October 18th, 2024. Mr. Perez, I believe you were present when I advised you all of your right to remain silent and right to counsel. Your attorney is Mr. McLean. Mr. Howard, any priors?
It's the ninth arrest. On probation out of Forsyth for DUI. Open suspended license, 2 counts out of Forsyth. Open ag battery in Superior Court. It's 25 SC 001566. 2022 FTA. 2022 obstruction.
Thank you. Ms. Dunlap or Ms. Harrison, I'm sorry.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident occurred on October 18th, 2024. The incident location was 700 Old Holcomb Bridge Road. Holcomb is HOLCOMB in Roswell, Georgia. At approximately 10:16 p.m., officers responded to the incident location for a nuisance call. When they arrived at the scene, they began investigating a physical altercation involving several young males physically assaulting a single victim. There was a witness that stated that that the witness and his friends were sitting outside and they observed a white sedan occupied by 5 males pull up in front of them, and the individuals got out the car and began to assault the single unidentified individual as he was walking through the parking lot. The witnesses told officers that they intervened to break up the fight, and the victim eventually of that fight got away. But during the confrontation, one of the assailants brandished a firearm and aimed it up in the sky, firing off several rounds. So officers conducted a foot patrol and discovered a white Nissan Sentra occupied by 3 males parked in an isolated area in the same incident location as an apartment complex. The officers instructed the occupants to exit the vehicle and they asked for their identification. Officers engaged with the defendant, who identified himself as Jonathan Perez, and provided a birth date of April 1st, 2007. This defendant told the officers that the vehicle belonged to his mother and that he did not reside at the incident location. A couple weeks later, officers were reviewing body cam footage further in their investigation and trying to identify the individual who brandished a firearm at the incident location. They did a comprehensive search of the vehicle and identified the defendant and established that the vehicle was actually registered to a Giancarlo Perez and Islami in Alpharetta, Georgia. They further reviewed the body cam footage from the incident scene and got the images of the defendant and compared it to his driver's license record and realized that this was the owner of the vehicle, who identified himself as Jonathan Perez, and his actual name was Giancarlo Perez, and that's how the charges came about. At this time, in light of the defendant's prior criminal history and the FTAs, the state's recommendation is a $5,000 surety bond with 2,500 on each charge, and the conditions of no alcohol, no drugs, or firearms while on bond, and of course, stay away from the incident location. And that's all for this.
Mr. McLean?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Perez is a graduate of Roswell High School, and he is a plumber and has done that since high school. We would ask the court to consider the lowest possible bond to ensure his return to court, a signature bond if that's possible, and if not, then a 1,000. Thank you.
On the giving false information is going to be 1,500. The willful obstruction is 1,000. His total bond is 2,500. It is a surety bond. Stay away from the incident location. No illegal drugs, alcohol, and weapons. Next court date is May 1st. Thank you.
Position 2, Ms. Campbell.
It's a state versus Nalatia Sierra Campbell, charged with theft by taking disorderly conduct under case number 25 CR 2028J. Ms. Campbell, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is going to be Mr. Chatay. Any prior?
Hey, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
Oh, Ms. McLeod, I'm sorry. Yes,
Yes,
good
Your Honor.
afternoon. Your attorney, Ms. Campbell, is Ms. Maureen McLeod. Any priors, Mr. Howard?
9. On probation for battery out of state court. Open case out of Clayton County. Criminal damage to property, 2nd degree. Burglary, theft by taking. Open case out of Troup County. Disorderly conduct, simple battery. 2024 FTA. 2023 battery conviction. 2020 pointing pistol at another simple assault conviction. And a 2019 ag assault first offender.
Thank you. Ms.
That's a
Allen?
good case, Your Honor. Thank you. This is an incident from the 17th of April, so yesterday, 2025. The location is 2205 Jones Road in Atlanta. Officers arrived to the scene and spoke with the victim, Quintavious Rains. He said he'd tried to gather his belongings at the residence of the defendant and leave after an argument when she took his phone and his backpack as well as other belongings, and she wouldn't return them. She eventually returned his backpack, but she took his phone and she threw it outside in the yard, and he was unable to find it. He reported that the defendant told officers something about a dislike of body hair. This is what upset the defendant. Mr. Rains was reportedly attacking the defendant per her statement. Officers tried to help locate the phone and find it. Mrs. Campbell was asked about the phone multiple times. She changed her story. She made a bunch of inconsistent statements and actually lied to police. They eventually located the phone and returned it to the victim. She admitted she'd been in the house the whole time, and she had been trying to get the victim to stay. There was a witness, the sister of the defendant. She did corroborate that the victim was just trying to leave. Another person present said she saw the defendant ringing the doorbell, checking the Ring camera, running with belongings away from the victim to keep them away from him. Officers looked at camera footage as well and saw that, observed the defendant arguing with the victim and the victim asking for his items back. The defendant was clearly causing a scene and yelling loudly, and that's the basis for the disorderly conduct. Based on her history, her open cases in multiple counties, we're asking for $1,000 surety. If you would sound for Mr. Rains.
Quintavious Rains, if you're on Zoom, this will be the time to unmute and start your video. No, he's not here. All right. Ms. McLeod?
We'd ask for no
Yes.
contact, Your Honor.
Okay, understood.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. I do not believe certainly that the theft by taking is a justified charge here. My client tells me that she and the alleged victim are in a relationship. They were just having an argument. There was, whether or not she took his phone, hid his phone, threw his phone, it hardly amounts to theft, in my opinion. I don't believe that it satisfies the legal definition of a theft by taking. My understanding also, Your Honor, is that the alleged victim was not the one who called the police, that the police may have been called by a neighbor who heard them arguing. I understand that my client does have some history, Your Honor, but given that essentially what happened, they were just in a heated argument. There was nothing about anybody striking each other or anything. It was just a couple having an argument. I would ask the court to consider signature bond for her. Nothing further, Your Honor.
You understand that she's got an FTA from 2024, so
I did hear that.
okay. On the theft by taking, that's going to be a 500 signature bond through the jail. On the disorderly conduct, it's $1,000 surety. This is a $1,500 split bond. No further contact with Quintavious Rains. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. Thank you.
Thank you,
Our
Your
next
Honor.
court date is May 1st.
That's a SOB jail, Judge?
For count 1,
Yeah.
and count 2 is $1,000 surety. So it's a 1,500 split. And did you get the information on the position number 1?
Yes, I did.
All right, thank you. Next case.
And Your Honor, I'm supposed to be in a breakout room, but I haven't seen the link to speak with the Wolof interpreter and my client.
All right, and what's your client's name?
Mr. Sal, Mamadou Sal.
All right, as soon as I think Mr. Saul is placed in a separate room, we can have a breakout.
Yes, right now we don't have that other room available, so
Oh, I see.
wait patiently.
No, no worries. I was just wondering what happened because I was told we were going to be in a breakout
Yes,
room.
you will be in a breakout with the interpreter, but they need to make sure that he's physically in a location that nobody else is around.
I understand now, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Who do we have now in courtroom 2?
Position 3, Miss Christmas.
All right.
You can sit right. All right.
Courtney Dawn Christmas is accused of simple battery family violence from April 15th of this year, case 25 CR 2029J. Ms. Christmas, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Your attorney is Mr. Chate. Any priors, Mr. Howard?
Second, 2010 battery DV was NOD.
Thank you. Ms. Allen?
Thank you, Your Honor. This is an incident from April the 15th. The location is 2124 Chattahoochee Circle in Roswell. This is an altercation between roommates. The victim in this case is Jennifer Hill. Police were called to the location where they spoke to Mrs. Hill, who reported that she'd been assaulted by her roommate, the defendant, Mrs. Christmas. She said she'd been living at the location about 3 weeks and that there'd been some tension. She showed officers a video that she'd recorded. In that video, you could hear a physical struggle. The defendant's son is heard telling her, "You shouldn't have done this." In addition, it shows the defendant lunging at the victim before the victim, loses the ability to hold the phone straight, and then you hear the rest of a physical altercation. Victim Hill reported that she had been grabbed by her neck and slammed to the ground. She didn't have any visible injuries at that point, but she complained of ankle pain and was worried she'd sprained it as a result of being thrown on the ground. EMS responded and transported the victim. Police tried to make contact with the defendant who the victim reported was actually inside the house, but no one responded. They called her on her number and left her a voicemail. No one answered. We tried to get in touch with Mrs. Jennifer Hill today, but were unsuccessful. We're asking for $1,000 surety, Your Honor. No contact with Jennifer Hill and to stay away from wherever she's currently living. We'd ask for some anger management. And in case Mrs. Hill got our message, would you sound for her, please? Thank you.
Mr. Chate, do you have any objection to the stay away and no contact?
Let's see. I'm not sure, Your Honor. I didn't discuss the address with my client. Ms. Christmas, do you live at the incident location?
Yes, that's my home, sir.
All right.
Okay. In that case, I would object, Your Honor.
All right. Bond is going to be set at $2,500. It's a signature bond through pretrial services, level 1. No further contact with Jennifer Hill. and to stay away from the incident location. She can return to the location one time only with a police officer to retrieve her belongings, and then she'll need to update the court with a new residential address, which has to be more than 200 yards away from the current location. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, and she needs to attend and complete 2 anger awareness classes with pretrial services. Ms. Christmas, you have a signature bond where you'll be reporting to pretrial services once a month. You'll need to comply with these conditions, and if you fail to do so, the signature bond will be surrendered, and you will have to pay for your bond the next time. That's it. Thank you. Oh, and no contact with Jennifer Hill. That I think I said that also.
If I have a question to ask later.
You can contact your attorney, Mr. Alex Chate, at the Public Defender's Office.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Judge Law. This is going to be position number 16, right?
Okay. Dariana Lay Wright, is that correct? I'm sorry, Deputy Francois, the individual is quite far away from the screen. Is that a male or female?
Female.
Okay, thank you. Got it. Thank you. This is State versus Dariana Lay Wright. Miss Wright is accused of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 misdemeanor offenses stemming from a traffic incident on April 8th, 2025, case number 25 CR 2038G. Ms. Wright, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say in open court, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney, and representing you at the present time is Mr. Michael McLean. You are accused of fleeing and attempting to elude a police officer, 2 separate charges of speeding, reckless driving, failing to report striking a fixed object, an adult seatbelt violation, misdemeanor possession of more than 1 driver's license, and failure to obey a stop sign.
12 adult arrests. That's an open case out of Alabama. It says flight to avoid, attempting to elude police, felony.
Okay.
2 open shopliftings in Fulton. 2019 shoplifting conviction. 2017 theft by taking trespass conviction.
Thank you. Ms. Dunlap?
Thank you, Your Honor. Defendant was traveling in her Honda Odyssey at a high rate of speed in a residential area. Officers first estimated she was going 25 miles over the speed limit. They tried to initiate a traffic stop. She continued at a high rate of speed, ran through several stop sign intersections, initiating a pursuit. She continued through the residential area, disregarding several more stop signs, increasing her speed. She ended up running to a fence, crashing the car before exiting the car, trying to flee on foot. Officers had to chase her and continuously instruct her to stop resisting arrest. She tried crawling away. She wasn't putting her hands behind her back. She began to kick the officer as well. Seeing as though she has an open attempting to elude police officers, and we did recommend this as a possible felony upgrade from the DA. We haven't heard back yet, just because the criteria for fleeing or attempting to elude police officers meets the felony level. The state is looking for a $2,000 surety on the fleeing or attempting to elude the police officer. $1,000 on the speeding, both speedings, reckless driving, surety, $500 on all other counts. And I think that's a total $7,000 surety. No driving without a valid license, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, McNair High School is where Ms. Wright has graduated from, and she has worked in restaurants and worked outside doing landscaping for a company. She does ask the court to consider the lowest possible bond. If that would be a signature bond, that would be super. If it's not a signature bond, she would like to recommend $1,000 to $2,000 surety bond.
Is this a bind over case?
Yes, this is a bind over case.
All right. And does she have a hold in Chamblee Police Department? I see hold paperwork over here. So
Maybe so, yes, I'm not sure.
I believe so as well, yes.
I see Chambly PD. Okay, all right. On the seatbelt violation, that's going to be a $50 signature bond through the jail. That's the only one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, on each count, all the other charges is going to be $1,000 surety. A total bond is going to be $7,050. It is a surety bond. No further driving at all until further order of the court. So that means, Ms. Wright, you are not permitted to drive as a condition of your bond until there is a court order allowing you to drive. And if you do operate a motor vehicle once the suspension is lifted, then you've got to make sure that you have a valid driver's license, adequate insurance, and proper registration. Your next court date is May 1st.
Judge, you said the total bond for the surety is gonna be $7,050?
Yes. So it's
Okay.
been, and the surety bond is 7,000 and the seatbelt violation is $50 signature bond through the jail. So it's a split bond.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Got position 10, Ms. Rapley.
This is State versus Tony Rapley. Ms. Rapley is accused of 2 counts of battery family violence from April 17th, 2025. Ms. Rapley, you've been advised of your rights. Your attorney is Mr. McLean. Mr. Howard, are there any priors?
Third, 2021 battery DV dismissed.
Thank you. Ms. Dunlap?
Just so you're aware, Your Honor, she actually saw you for that 2021 battery DV. It was given to diversion, and it's the same victim, her husband, that's in this case. This incident date happened at, I believe it's 725 Pleasant Hill Street. I do have a 39 Hill Street as well that was in the warrant. Officers responded in reference to a domestic dispute. They met with the defendant, who told officers she was assaulted by her husband, who was the victim in this case. She stated that he got upset with her. Once they got inside the parked car at Pleasant Hill Baptist Church, he punched her in the head, grabbed her by the hair, and choked her, and grabbed her arms. When officers asked about her injuries, determined she didn't have any at all. Officers then spoke with the victim, Mr. Roderick Ripley, who told officers the defendant had asked him to come to Canton Street. When he got there, he didn't see her, began having a conversation. When she saw him speaking to other women, she became upset and pushed him as they were leaving, physically attacked him. The victim stated the defendant pushed him to the concrete where he sustained abrasions to his right knee. And when they got back in the car, she continued to try to fight him, scratch him in the face. Officers observed several injuries on defendant. Our office did have a chance to speak to the victim. They asked him what took place. He said they went to the location after 5, that the defendant, her daughter, and her friend went up there before him. He came there later. He said he hangs out with a lot of guys who are single and that she acts single. He said he came up there around 7 and they had guys around them and was watching them. Their grandkids were there as well. Once he was speaking to people and making conversation, the grandson alerted the defendant that he was there, and she called his phone, said she's ready to leave. She started pushing, shoving, and cursing at him, accusing him of talking to other women. He said she did more when he was in the car driving, trying to attack him, grabbing the steering wheel, hitting him, scratching him. He didn't want anything like this to happen. He stated he didn't even know she was in jail. He thought she was at their daughter's house. Defendant may have called the cops. He said he didn't call the cops and that she had left their residence. The cops came and started asking his questions. We did ask him if this happened before. He said yes. And police said, one of y'all have to leave the residence. He said they were talking to her and they never came back to the house, and neither did she. He just now found out she's been in jail, and it's been a while since they've had something like this, which I mentioned the 2021 case. They've been married for 15 years, and this is the first time I guess she's ever gone to jail. Given that she has a previous case with this, even though it was dismissed, I guess, for diversion for the same victim, this is looking for a $4,000 surety bond in this case. I'm gonna ask for no further contact with Roderick, Rapley. Stay away from the home address. 1 day anger awareness, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while on bond, if we can sound for the victim when appropriate.
Roderick Rapley, if you are on Zoom, this will be the time to unmute and start your video. I see a Roderick's iPhone. I don't know if that's him. All right, Mr. McLean, you may proceed.
Your Honor, Ms. Rapley has worked for 25 years in one job. I'm getting to be in the habit of not saying what the employer was because we sometimes worry about the public watching and harassing people. I'm not saying that it happens all the time. The public
Understood.
is untrustworthy, but
I only need that information
it's
if it's relevant.
right.
And right
So
now,
she's working. It's a public service job, and she has been doing that faithfully for 25 years in her work, and is very good at it. This is an unfortunate incident. If the court is not leaning towards a signature bond here, which I think I should offer an alternative notion in case the court is not so leaning, and a $2,000 or less surety bond would be a little more affordable than the 4 that the state is proposing. But she does work full time, and we'll try to make the bond. Thank you.
All right. And Roderick's iPhone, did you want to address the court? I see, in all these days we've been doing Zoom.
Can you hear me?
Mr. Rapley, we can hear you. We cannot see you. Your video is reversed. We can see whatever room you're in. You need to reverse your video. All right. Bring the device closer to your face. Okay, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Are you in a public area? Are there people around you?
No.
Put your mask down. Thank you. All right. Do you live at the Bush Street location in Roswell?
Yes.
Does Miss Rapley live with you?
Yes.
And do you have anything else to add with regards to this alleged incident at Pleasant Hill, I think, or
yes? I would like for the state to not press any charges against my wife. She's been going through. We've both been going through some things, and just recently lost my father-in-law, and I know she haven't really grieved, and a lot of stuff just coming out right now with her. So, yeah, we just buried him on the 12th of April. And
so the allegation is that you were probably at a social gathering place speaking to
yes, I'm sorry. They normally have this thing at Roswell. It just started back yesterday. They have it every year, and I never went. They normally always go. The kids, grandkids, my wife, my daughters, them. They always go. It was my first time. She asked me to come, and there was a lot of people up there. They goes because like they call live after 5, and they go up there and they get their spots, their chairs, and everything like right before 5. And I walked up there around 7:45, something like that. And my first time ever going.
Okay, thank you. That's all I needed to know. Thank you. Please mute me. Thank you. On count 1, battery family violence, that's going to be a $1,500 surety. On count 2, battery family violence, that's a $3,500 signature bond through pretrial services level 2. Miss Rapley, your total bond is $5,000. However, a $1,500 portion of it is going to be a surety bond. After you post that portion, then you will be eligible for the $3,500 release bond. You will have to report to pretrial services twice a month. You shall have no further contact with Roderick Rapley until further order of the court. You are to stay away from 645 Bush Street in Roswell, Georgia. You're allowed a one-time visit to the location to retrieve your belongings, and then within 30 days of being released, you will update the court with your new residential address. You cannot reside with Mr. Rapley until further order of the court. Ms. Dunlap, in her prior case, did she complete a domestic violence intervention program?
I just have to double check that. I know it was diversion. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Or if Mr. McLean, do you know if your client completed a DVIP in the prior under the diversion program?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I do not.
You do not know. Okay. While you're looking, Mr. Rapley, please understand that this is a second battery domestic violence case against her with regards to you. Unfortunately, you don't have the decision-making authority to decide whether to proceed with these charges. That lies solely with the prosecutor. So if the prosecution still wishes to pursue these charges, this will be an open active case against her, and she'll be required to comply with these conditions. If she fails to comply, the $3,500 portion of this bond will be surrendered, and she will have to pay for that portion as well. Currently, she only has to pay $1,500, and she can either do that out of her own pocket or through a bonding company. Bonding companies typically charge between a 10 to 15%. So her maximum out of pocket for that bond would probably be about $275. Ms. Dunlap, any updates?
Found the form. It's just not saying what program she completed. Sorry, Your Honor. I'm just double checking now.
Okay.
It says she completed some pretrial intervention or counseling program, but it's not telling me which one on this document in the case file.
Ms. Rapley, within 30 days of being released on this case, you will enroll in what we call a domestic violence intervention program. This is a program of 26 classes, and you will attend and complete each class at your expense, and then provide the certificate to the pretrial officer. This is an open active case, so please remember to comply with these conditions. Thank you.
Got position 4, Mr. Frazier.
Deontay Frazier is accused of theft by shoplifting from September 27th of last year. Mr. Frazier, you have been advised of your rights, and your attorney is Mr. Chate. Your case number is 25 CR 002030B. Mr. Howard?
And I saw her April 15th for pandering. I don't know if this is part of this arrest or what.
This was from April 15th, so I'm not certain, but
yeah. But that's all I had though. No.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Allen?
Thank you. My information shows that he has a felony theft by receiving and carrying a weapon. That's an open charge from April the 3rd.
See,
I also,
that. Okay.
and this is Deonta Frazier.
Yeah.
I have Deontay Frazier, date of birth, September 23rd, 2006.
Yes,
I roll with them. That's fine, Judge.
Okay.
When I look him up in the jailing screen, there's a 25 PI case as well as a Union City hold. And there are actually 2 more counts of theft by shoplifting. There are 2 more filings that are coming through now. So this young man was picked up in April on a felony case, and at that time, he was served with 3 outstanding warrants for shoplifting. All 3 of them take place at the Shannon Beverage Package Store or the Palmetto Package Store. So the 3 counts that have been filed for 1 accusation today are from September the 1st, 2024. That's 6900 Londonderry Way in Union City. The defendant was identified as an individual who took a bottle of Don Julio Reposado from the Shannon Package and Beverage Store. And a warrant was issued for his arrest on the 27th of September. at the Palmetto package store at 510 Center Street in Palmetto. He was seen taking 2 bottles of Don Julio tequila. And then again on September the 29th, back at the Shannon Beverage package store at 6900 Londonderry Way in Union City. He took another bottle of Don Julio Reposado off the shelf. He was actually captured on surveillance at that time with 3 others who also each took bottles and fled. He later made admissions to that crime. And so when he was arrested for his felony level case, Your Honor, these warrants were outstanding. So those accusations, all 3 of them have been filed today, and we'll keep them as part of one case. He came in with $1,000 on each count of shoplifting, and we'd like the bond to remain the same, but he needs to stay away from both the Shannon Package and Beverage store and the Palmetto package store, and have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons, Your Honor.
All right, so he's got a Union City hold. I got that. He's got no bond in that one. He's got this felony charges in 25 PI 2002970, and he's got a 12. No. He's got a $10,000 bond in that case.
Yeah.
And then in our case, 25 CR 2030B, the theft by shoplifting in this case is 1 count, but you've got warrants for 2 additional charges.
Right. And so what I've already filed and is not reflected on the calendar is I have filed an accusation for all 3 of those warrants. And so we should have 3 counts of shoplifting in front of you. In this case, we'll have 3 charges associated. They've just been filed, all of them.
So are you going to be creating 2 more accusation numbers, or?
No, I'm going to keep them all together on the same.
So you're going to add 2 counts of theft by shoplifting to this?
I did.
For 3 counts?
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Jordan, it hasn't been amended on the jailing screen to add these 2 new charges to the same case? Are we doing
Just
that?
happened.
I'm just pulling them in now, Judge. So they'll be on the case in a few minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chate, your client now has, or soon within minutes will have 3 separate counts of theft by shoplifting from the package stores in Union City. How would you like to proceed?
I'd still argue for a signature bond, Your Honor, seeing that he has so many open cases and he has that $10,000 bond you were referring to earlier. A bit about my client, he's 18 years old, Your Honor. He's been a resident of the state of Georgia for the past 5 years. He's about 23 days away from graduating from high school. He goes to Skyview High School. He's currently unemployed, but in the past, he's had 1 seasonal job as a package handler at a major distribution center. And he's also worked in food service before that. He plans on going to college, and he says he would like to study engineering. I also got in touch with his mother, and she said she would be at the Zoom hearing today to co-sign him out on bond.
All right. Ms. Frazier, if you want to contribute to the proceeding, this is the time for you to unmute.
How you doing, Your Honor?
Doing good, thank you. Raise your right hand, please, if you want to say anything. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
All right, so I guess you are waiting to see what is his total bond going to be before you consider bonding him out?
Yes, ma'am. I was confused. I was seeing a lot of case numbers. So for the Palmetto and the new charge he just got arrested on April 15th, I already paid bonds on those. And then we was just told about the Union City. So yeah, I was kind of see if he was gonna get OR'd on those or the bond amount. And then the one for 10,000, I don't know what is that?
That's his felony case. He's got a serious felony charges in Superior Court. What bond amount did you pay on?
The one of the possession of the firearm and theft by taking.
That's the felony case. That's a $10,000 bond. Is that
so them bonds are already paid.
All right, that's fine.
So,
Okay, so I was,
but
yeah,
you
that's
understand that once you bond him out on the cases in Fulton County, that he still has to be transferred to Union City to address his new charges. His
that's
other charges there.
okay. So that's what I'm confused. The new charges is the shopliftings out of Union City, correct?
Well, I don't, the Union City Police Department also has another warrant for him. I don't know what that's for. So he won't be released until Union City PD comes and picks him up to address whatever cases they have with him out there.
Okay, I'm confused because I thought that's what Union City was doing. That's what I thought this court date right here was for. They was transferring the warrants to Fulton.
That is typically what happens. Union City is a municipality, but he has a hold that is not related to any of our cases. And so he's got to go back to Union City to deal with that.
Okay, so we could continue on with these cases.
All right. So, Mr. Jordan, we're going to go with 3 counts of theft by shoplifting. On count 1 is going to be $1,000 surety. On count 2 is going to be $1,000 surety. And on count 3 is going to be a $8,000 signature bond through pretrial services, level 3. Once he resolves his hold in Fulton County, once he makes bond in Fulton County, and then he's transferred to Union City to address whatever he needs to, and he's released from Union City, then he will need to report to Fulton County Pretrial Services once a week. Once a week. He's not to consume any illegal drugs, no alcoholic beverages, and he's not even allowed to buy or pick up alcoholic beverages, and he's not allowed to own or possess or have any firearms around him. He will report to pretrial services once a week. He'll be subject to random screens for alcohol and illegal drugs. He's not allowed to enter any establishment where alcohol is served and or sold. So you are not allowed to enter any restaurants, any food services, any stores where alcohol is sold. So if somebody needs to go grocery shopping, he can't be the one because he can't enter a Kroger's where alcohol is sold. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
What's the
His total bond for this misdemeanor case with 3 counts of theft by shoplifting is going to be a $10,000 split bond. If he does not show up for court, if he gets arrested again, the $8,000 portion of my bond will be converted to a surety bond.
Okay, so what needs to be paid today?
The felony case and the $2,000 bond, and then he'll be picked up by Union City Police Department, and then you have to go to Union City Court to find out what they want to do with him there. Once he's released from Union City Court, then he'll need to report to pretrial services in our county once a week.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Oh, and his next court date for this case is May 1st.
Okay.
Did you want the stairways in there, just?
Oh, yes. Oh, no, he has to stay away from the package store. What was it? The Shannon package store and the Palmetto package store. But he can't enter any of them because they sell alcohol.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We got position 5, Mr. Hammonds.
Okay. Frederick Hammonds is accused of battery, family violence, criminal trespass causing damage to property, and cruelty in the 3rd degree from March 24th of this year, case 25 CR 2036D. Mr. Hammonds, you've been advised of your rights, and your attorney is going to be Mr. Chatay. Any priors, please?
Who is this?
Frederick Hammonds, position 5.
Second arrest. He was arrested on the 14th of this month out of car for obstruction, reckless conduct. I'm assuming he got transferred here from there.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Dunlop, is it? No, it's my
Ms.
case.
Allen?
Okay, go ahead. Thank you. This is an incident, Your Honor, from March the 24th of this year, 2025. The victim is Jahai Young. That's Jahai. Police responded to 798 Peak Road Northwest, specifically to Unit 531. The call was related to a dispute initially. When they came to the location, they took a statement from the victim who had visible injuries, made a police report, and a domestic violence investigator actually followed up. The statements made by Jahai Young were that she was assaulted at the location by her sister's boyfriend. They all live there together. So Mr. Hammonds was currently dating the sister of Jahai Young, and they lived together at the location with the children that her sister has. She reported that the defendant became upset because of her touching things in the kitchen. He threatened to slap her, and when she let him know that that's not something that was going to be happening, he pushed her to the floor where she was scraped. As a result of that, he then began striking her. She had abrasions on the inside of her mouth because of the damage that was done to her braces as a result of him striking her multiple times. And a infant, initials JH, the daughter of this defendant's girlfriend, was present for this assault. The victim also reported that while being assaulted, the defendant threatened to kill her. We are asking for a $3,000 surety, Your Honor, one for each count. No further contact with Jahai Young, and to stay away from wherever she's living as well as where she works. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons, Your Honor. And we'd ask for anger management, please, if you'd sound for Miss Young.
Jahai Young, if you'd like to testify, please unmute and start your video. I have a couple of iPhones. I have no idea who they are.
We left a message with the numbers that we have today for the victim. So we haven't heard back. I just wanted to make sure.
Mr. Chate?
Thank you, Your Honor. My client is 17 years old. Let's see, he's been a lifelong Atlanta resident. He's still in high school. He's a junior. I won't say which high school he goes to for the same reasons Mr. McLean didn't mention.
Understood.
The employers for the other case, and he's been working in food service for the past 7 months. He informed me that he does not live with the alleged victim and that he does not live at the incident address either. Also, I was able to reach out to his grandmother, and from there I was able to get in contact with, I believe, his mom. So she's on the line. Her name's Carla Benson, and she said she would be willing to co-sign Mr. Hammonds on bond.
All right. I have a Carla Jones on Zoom. Is that?
Carla,
it's me. My name is changed. It just never changed on my Zoom.
Okay. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Benson, where does Frederick live?
He lives with me.
Which is, just give me the street name.
Village Green.
Okay. So I think that's the address we have on the jailing screen. Okay. Thank you very much, Miss Benson. You may mute your screen.
Okay.
All right. On the battery family violence, that's going to be 2,500. On the criminal trespass is going to be 1,000, and the cruelty is going to be 500. His total bond is going to be $4,000. It's going to be a signature bond through pretrial services, level 1. He's to have no further contact with Jahai Young. He is to stay away from 2798 Peak Road in Northwest Atlanta, Unit 531 in Atlanta, Georgia. Actually, he has to stay away from the entire apartment complex. If he wishes to see his child or his girlfriend, they need to come visit him at Village Green. He cannot go to that location. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. And within 30 days of being released, he will update or confirm his mailing address at Village Green in writing, so to make sure that we have the correct address. And he will also enroll in a domestic violence intervention program, and he will attend all 26 classes at his expense without missing or skipping any of these classes. Miss Benson, does your son work? Please unmute. Mr.
He
Shatay?
was working. He was working. I was trying to unmute. Yeah, he was working.
All right. Well, if he wishes to work, that's great. Hopefully he'll get a job during daylight hours because he's subject to a curfew. He will stay home between 9 p.m. and 6 a.m. every day.
Okay. Okay.
And this will be until he reaches the age of majority, 18 years old, hopefully. Then after he's 18, then the curfew will be lifted. But until then, he can stay home and help with the chores.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm. Next
That was
case,
level 1.
level 1, FEIP and curfew until he's 18.
I got it.
Mr. Love? Oh. Position 6, Mr. Love, Judge.
Thank you, sir. This is Jamari Love, accused of loitering and prowling and willful obstruction of an officer from April 17th, 2025, case 25 CR 2031A. Mr. Love, you've been advised of your rights. Your attorney is Mr. Shatay. Any priors, Mr. Howard?
6. On probation out of Clayton County for entering auto, theft by taking, eluding police. 2022 probation.
Are these all active probations?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Ms. Harrison?
Your Honor, this incident occurred on April 17th, 2025 at 141 Piedmont Avenue, which is known as the Georgia State University Dormitorium. At around 4 a.m., the defendant was sitting in front of the dormitorium on a bench with a ski mask on. Officers approached him and asked him his reason for being on the property. The defendant stated he was told he could not sit in front of checkers. The officers asked him to provide his name at the time, and then they attempted to do a pat down.
Let's switch.
Just 1 second. Sorry, Ms. Harrison, just 1 second. Will the host please remove Carla Jones from the Zoom? Thank you. All right, sorry about that. Ms. Harrison, please continue.
Officers attempted to do a pat down of the defendant for weapons due to his bulky clothing. The defendant refused and attempted to flee from officers while they were trying to detain him in handcuffs. Based on the open cases of probation and the defendant's prior criminal history, the state's recommendation is a $1,200 surety bond, $600 for each charge, a stay away from the incident location, and we're recommending the conditions of no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while on bond. And that'll be all for the state.
Mr. Shatay?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to ask this court to consider the lowest surety amount possible that would secure my client's return. Mr. Love is 25 years old. He's a lifelong resident of Atlanta. He has ties to the community, therefore. He has a daughter that is 4 years old. She's turning 5 soon. Currently, he has no job and he would struggle to afford a high bond amount. He was supposed to have an interview today in a food service position. And he is a graduate of high school here in the Atlanta area.
It's going to be 500 on each count. That's the $1,000 surety. Next court date is May 1st. And to stay away from the private property that belongs to Georgia State University. Thank you. Next.
Position 9, Mr. Phillips.
This is State versus Charles Phillips, I think. Robert Charles Phillips, accused of battery, family violence, 2 counts. Excuse me, 1 count of simple battery, family violence, and 1 count of battery, family violence. His accusation number is 25 CR 002-0378. Incident date is April 16th, 2025. Mr. Phillips, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is going to be Mr. Shatay. Any priors?
You got over 20. All right, bear with me. I'm on probation for false imprisonment. It's 21 SC 179535. I'm on probation for ag assault. 23 SC 186323. That's still a question though, it's 40. I'm on probation in Hall County for battery DV.
Thank you.
I'm
No, that's good. Thank you. Miss Harrison?
Yes, Your Honor, give me just. Okay, this incident occurred on April 16th, 2025. The incident location was 255 Portland Street Northeast. Officers responded to a call for a fight in progress at the incident location. Upon arrival, they met with the victim, Ms. Essence Dukes, who advised that earlier that day, her and her boyfriend, the defendant, were in a verbal argument that started due to the defendant being overly paranoid. They were at Checkers, and he was accusing the victim of having some sort of relationship with a random lady at Checkers. She, Mrs. Dukes, advised the officers that the argument ensued throughout the day. And once they arrived at their hotel room, the defendant was arguing and exhibiting super paranoid behavior and accusing her of having people watching him. Once at the room, the defendant went into rage and began throwing food and other objects at Ms. Dukes and was attempting to prevent her from leaving the room. As she was trying to leave the room, the defendant stated, "I'm going to hit you," for some reason, and he spat on Mrs. Dukes and proceeded to punch her in the mouth, causing visual bruising to her top and bottom lip. Security intervened as they heard the noise, and responded to noise complaints from other patrons at the hotel. Officers observed this verbal bruising and swelling of Mrs. Dukes' face and lips. We were able to speak with Mrs. Dukes. She stated that this is not an isolated incident, that the defendant has been violent towards her in the past. She said there's been about 5 instances like this. She has contacted law enforcement several times due to the defendant's erratic behavior. She expressed several concerns regarding the defendant's mental health and substance abuse, and of course cited his extreme paranoia and suspicion of people around him, and how it causes him to behave violently towards her and towards others. She would like no further contact with the defendant and to stay away from her residential location. The state's recommendation for the defendant is a $10,000 surety bond. We would like $5,000 for each charge, and we're recommending no contact absolutely at all with the victim, a stay away from the victim's residence, which the address we have for her actual residence is in East Point, Georgia. We're also requesting alcohol and drug evaluation and follow-up treatment, and we're asking for a social worker visit to determine if a behavioral health evaluation is necessary. We want to make a note that we do have jail calls from the defendant calling the victim and accusing her in those calls of having him locked up to have the random lady from Checkers come over and visit with her. So we are going to further cite concerns of mental health. We're recommending no alcohol, no drugs or weapons, and we'd like to sound for the victim at this time.
All right. Miss Asa Dukes, if you are on Zoom, this will be the time to unmute and start your video. All right, Mr. Shatay?
Thank you, Your Honor. We'd ask this court for a surety amount in the $1,000 to $3,000 range. My client is 30 years old. He's a lifelong resident of Georgia. He got through school as far as 11th grade. And for the past year, he's been working on and off at a temp service, and he's done different jobs for them, such as tire distribution and other types of manual labor. He also has 2 daughters that he takes care of, supports financially. One is 8 years old. The other is 14 years old. For those reasons, Your Honor, I asked the court to consider my recommendation. In terms of the stay away, according to the booking report, my client does not live at the incident address. And I'm not sure if my client lives with the alleged victim. So
make it easier then. Okay.
Right.
My great concern is Mr. Phillips' inability to stay out of jail. He just got released from Fulton County Jail on December 17th, 2024, and now he's back with us on April 17th of 2025. Between 2021 and December 17, 2024, he has spent over 700 days with us. And so my great concern is his likelihood to reoffend. On the simple battery family violence is going to be a $1,500 surety bond. On the battery family violence is going to be a $3,500 surety bond for a total of a $5,000 surety bond. No further contact with Aussie Dukes to stay 200 yards away from where she lives, where she works, or wherever she's physically located. You're not to contact her in any way, including jail calls from where you're located. If you engage in any kind of communication with her, especially from the jail, the prosecutor is free to file a motion to revoke your bond and place you in a no bond status. Your next court date is going to be May 1st. And you're also required to stay away from the Checkers restaurant that is part of this incident case. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Courtroom 2, please unmute. Mr. Phillips, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say in open court, your statements can and will be used against you. Your attorney would highly recommend that you exercise your right to remain silent. Would you like to continue remaining silent? I think he will. Okay, next case, please. His next case is his next date is May 1st. And I feel like I'm forgetting something, but okay.
Did you,
Oh,
are we
the
doing
social
the,
worker visit. That's the other
yes,
thing
ma'am.
I'm getting, yes. Social worker visit. Yes, sir.
Do I got any holes in the Oh, I do.
Mr. Phillips, did you want to say something? Because I don't think your attorney would like you to speak.
I'm just asking for, and do I have any holes? If I was to find out.
I didn't see any.
Position 12, Mr. Thornton.
Yeah,
Deputy, are we
we
ready for the interpreter case by any chance?
Maybe we could do that one next.
Okay, but Mr. McLean would need to speak to his client.
Oh, no, Your Honor.
Position
Thornton,
12 is the breakout room.
Okay, all right.
Right.
All right, Daniel Thornton. Oh, who do we have?
Position 12.
Okay. Mr. Thornton's accused of simple assault from April 16th of this year, case 25 CR 2033B. Mr. Thornton, you have been advised of your right to remain silent. Your attorney is Mr. McLean. Any priors, Mr. Howard?
7. Last arrest was on the 3rd of this month for shoplifting. It's 25 CR 001 794B. Theft by taking driver license and no insurance, suspended license, I'm sorry. 2024 LTA, 2022 domestic battery conviction out of Illinois.
Thank you.
That was Thornton, correct?
Yes.
Nah.
Daniel Thornton. Okay. Ms. Dunlap?
This case needs a breakout room. This is position 12.
We agree.
All right. Miss Grace, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Miss Grace, could you place Miss Dunlap and Mr. McLean and myself and Miss Allen in a breakout, please?
And Miss Grace, if you could add Miss Harrison too, ASG
Oh,
here.
and Miss, all right, Miss Harrison, where is she? There she is.
Miss Grace, I'm still here.
I'm sorry, who is that?
Dunlap.
Is there a Shalene Thornton on the Zoom?
Sheila Thornton, Mr. Jordan?
Shalene, Mr. Thornton's mom?
Yes, that iPhone says Shalene. She needs to be brought in. See
I
the
just want to make
iPhone?
sure it's her first. She's not saying anything.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm here.
There she is.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. McLean wanted you to come into the breakout room.
Okay. I don't know how to get back to where I was.
That's okay. She'll send you an invite.
Okay.
Courtroom 2? Is it a good time to start video? All right, thank you. We're going to resume the case with Daniel Thornton, 25 CR 2033B. After conference with the prosecutor, defense counsel, and the alleged victim, the state, and based on the state and defense arguments, the bond set for Mr. Daniel Thornton for the simple assault charge is a $2,000 surety bond, and his next court date is going to be May 1st. He's to have no further contact with Charlene Thornton. He's to stay away from the address at 2160 Liberty Heights, and he's to update once he posts his bond. He's to update the court with his new residential address within 30 days of being released. Also within 30 days, he is to enroll and undertake an MH evaluation and submit to any treatment that's required, and he must be compliant with all treatment and medication. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons. Thank you.
What was that amount?
2,000 surety. Please unmute courtroom 2. Mr. Thornton, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say in open court, your statements can and will be used against you. If you have any questions, I highly recommend you wait to speak with your attorney.
I had a question about my bond. Would I be able to get a signature bond for release based on the stuff?
You have an open case for shoplifting and you've got a 2024 FTA. You don't qualify for a signature bond.
The FTA, I am currently, yesterday I was supposed to had a scheduled meeting to go to, and that's actually the day that I was picked up. Or it was, the meeting was Thursday at 9 a.m., which would have been today. I believe today is Thursday. I was picked up yesterday by the same officer who harassed me last week and gave me the shoplifting and picked me up for the shoplifting. Aggressively, his nature, and he has a bias towards me.
All right. You can discuss these issues with your attorney, and at your preliminary hearing, I'm sure these issues can come up. But right now, without the officer being present, I cannot go into the merits of your case. Thank you.
Okay, and for my bond, I have no cash.
Then you will remain in jail and we'll see you on May 1st.
Yes.
Come on. Come on.
Next case, please.
Position 14, Mr. Wideman. Okay.
We have a fellow interpreter, Mr. Saini Wolof.
Yeah, the Wolof interpreter is for my client, and I understand he needs to, I guess, stay until the end so that there aren't other people around.
He'll be next, Judge.
All right, who do we have right now?
Position 14, Mr. Wideman.
Okay, this is not the interpreter case. Would that be correct?
Correct. He'll be next.
Okay. This is Carlos Weideman, accused of theft by shoplifting and criminal trespass from April 15th of this year, case 25 CR 002040E. Mr. Weideman, you've been advised of your rights and your attorney is Mr. McLean. Any priors, Mr. Howard?
17. We got an open shoplifting trespass out of Clayton County. Open trespass out of Fulton. 1, 2, 3 of them. 2025 trespass, shoplifting, NOLO. 2023 shoplifting conviction. You gave him a signature bond March 19th, $1,000 pretrial level 1 for trespass.
Oh, I remember that one. Okay.
You remember?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Good memory.
Sometimes penny drops. Okay. Ms. Dunlop?
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident location was 4735 State Route 138 in Union City. Officers responded to a theft at this address. They observed the defendant being held by loss prevention. He was attempting to leave without paying for some lighters, some candy, and Pepsi. He was already criminal trespass from this location. Given that you've given a signature bond before on the previous case, the state is looking for a $2,000 surety bond in this case. A stay away from 4735 State Route 138, anti-theft course, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
Thank you. Mr. McLean? I'm sorry, please unmute.
Sorry, thank you, Your Honor. We would ask for the lowest possible bond on that. In support of that, he tells me that he went to Benjamin Mays High School and graduated. He tells me also that he went to Atlanta Metro, and studied math. That his career has been so far in shipping and receiving, and also preparing things at Microsoft and doing something at DHL. Considering all the factors together, we would ask the court for the lowest possible bond on this. We realize that will be affected by the previous case.
Unfortunately, because of this new arrest, his $1,000 signature bond that was granted on March 19th has been surrendered. So he'll need to post bond in that case, which is 25 CR. I know I wrote it somewhere. Oh,
001-456E.
Okay, 001-456E. So that bond is surrendered. And on this new charge is going to be $1,000 on each count. So that's a $2,000 surety bond. Stay away from the incident location. No illegal drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. So in order to post bond, he would need to post a total of $3,000, and his next court date is May 1st.
Is that the $3,000 surety bond, Judge?
It's $2,000 in the new case, $1,000 on each count, and then he's got a $1,000 signature bond through pretrial that's been surrendered.
Okay.
Next case, please.
We could do an interpreter case, position 11.
Okay.
So.
Really quickly, Your Honor, I was inquiring, what is position 13 in the courtroom, Miss Vanny, or anywhere?
Deputy, is there a Jesse Vanis in the courtroom?
It has been NOD.
Okay, Jesse Vanis is NOD. Did you know that, Miss Dunlop?
No, I know one of her charges was NOD, the other three weren't.
Okay, maybe Miss Allen or Miss Harrison may have more information.
So we did receive a case on that, Judge. They only NOD one charge. I think they misunderstood the email. There was one NOD charge.
Yeah, I NOD'd. That was my case from this morning. I submitted the NODs. I NOD'd one of the public indecency charge, but she had another one and two additional.
Okay, so she's still got the PI, the fair evasion, and the trespass?
Yes, she does.
All right, let's see if we can address her later.
Okay.
Okay, we have an interpreter case, Mr. Mahmoudou Sow, and our interpreter is Mr. Saini Wolof. Mr. Saini Wolof, if you please start your video.
Her name is Saini, Your Honor. She's a Wolof interpreter.
Oh, Miss Saini, sorry about that. Okay.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Saini, and I will be your Wolof interpreter. Please speak in clear, short sentences so that I can interpret everything. Thank you.
That's excellent. I like the preamble instructions. That's good. Thank you, Miss Saini. Miss Saini, if you please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm that the testimony you translate will be a true and accurate translation with no changes or embellishments?
I do.
Okay. And I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the Wolof language. Is it a dialect or is it a specific whole language?
It's a language, yeah.
Okay.
It's a language spoken mostly in Senegal and the Gambia, that area of the world, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Yes, and Your Honor, I have not had a chance to speak with Mr. Zoe yet.
Okay, so let's place. Let's place courtroom 2. McLeod and Miss Saini in a breakout, please. Deputy,
Yes,
you'll see a
ma'am.
message on your screen to join a breakout.
And can they check on position 12, Jesse Vandes? Because we're gonna need her for the count.
Okay, that's position 13.
13.
Yeah.
And
And
also-
all right, let's let the courtroom 2 go into a breakout first. Miss Saini, you're going to receive a message on your screen to go into a breakout room with the attorney and the defendant.
Okay.
Miss Allen or Miss Dunlop or Miss Harrison, position 15, Patrick Williams. Do we know what's going on?
I believe that
Was a reset from yesterday?
And who represented Patrick Williams from yesterday? Mr. Chate or Mr. McLean? Have you all spoken to Patrick Williams? Ooh. Is Mr. Chate on the Zoom? Yes.
I'm not calling it from yesterday, but I'm away from my notes from yesterday, and I'm thinking about today. But
I can check the poll list here from yesterday. I don't recall.
He was reset from yesterday.
Okay, let's look and see what's going on there.
and position 11 as well.
Position 11 is in conference right now with Miss McLeod.
I'm looking for position 7.
Just kidding.
Yeah, McLaurin.
Okay,
Yes.
so let's do this. Let's start from position 1. Melody Brockman has received a $20,000 split bond. Next court date is May 1st. Position 2, Campbell, is a $1,500 split bond. Reset day May 1st. 3, Christmas is a $2,500 signature bond for pretrial, level 1. 4, Frazier is a $10,000 split bond. Reset date is May 1st. Position 5, Hammonds, is a 4,000 signature bond for pretrial, level 1, with an FBIT requirement. Position 6, Jamari Love, is a $1,000 surety, reset May 1st. Position 7, Nicholas McLaurin. Do we have an update? So position 7 is also a question mark.
I just looked in the jailing system. It looks like he's still in custody, so I'm unsure why he's
Yeah, he
not.
got probation hold
Right.
and a bench warrant.
Okay.
Felony.
I spoke with Mr. McLaurin earlier today, Your Honor, and sometime later the jail guards called me and they told me he was being reset for whatever reason. I think it may have been behavioral, but I'm not sure.
All right, we'll find out when we get back. Giancarlo Perez is a 2,500 surety bond, reset May 1st. Position 9, Mr. Phillips is a $5,000 surety bond, reset May 1st. Position 10, Tony Rapley is a $5,000 split bond, reset May 1st with a DVIP requirement. Position 11 is on hold. We'll address that shortly. 12, Thornton is a $2,000 surety bond, reset May 1st with a bond surrender in 25 CR 001794B. Mr. Jordan, we will reset both these cases to the May 1st calendar, please. Position 13, Jesse Van Nis is to be addressed. 14, Weideman is a $2,000 surety bond, reset May 1st. And sorry, position 15, Patrick Williams is a possible to address or reset. I'm not sure. And then position 16, Dariana Wright is a 7,050 split bond, 7,000 being surety and $50 being a signature bond through the jail. I may be mistaken, but I think I saw a add-ons slide
Yes,
in.
Your Honor. We have one position of add-on, Mr. Thompson, Rodney Thompson, I believe. That's mine.
All right. Not sure what's going on there, but we will address that when we get back to the main session. So, Mr. Chate, you don't think position 13 might move forward?
Position 13?
No, sorry,
13,
not 13.
the niece would be mine, Your Honor. I was waived off because of the NOD notion, so I would need to talk to her
Okay.
or him.
I think Mr. Chate was talking about position 7.
Yeah, 7, sorry, Nicholas McLaurin. So you're not sure if it's been reset, but we can find out from the deputies as soon as we get back in.
Right. The deputies told me this morning after I spoke with Mr. McLaurin, they told me he was being reset. So if we could talk to the deputies, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, I just need confirmation if he's being reset for conduct, and then we can put that on the record with him.
Okay.
And then I can make sure it's reset to tomorrow, April 19th. Okay?
All right, that works.
It was from yesterday. Was Patrick Williams a medical reset, or was he a conflict, or what was that?
Well, there were 2 resets yesterday where I had to specifically ask if there was a reason for it.
I'm sorry. So this was yesterday's C calendar? Let's
Yes,
see.
Mr. Williams and Mr. Sow were on yesterday's C calendar.
All right, Mr. Sow was a interpreter issue, so I can see that. So yesterday's C calendar, I think Judge Morrow addressed it. All right. And
No,
this
Judge Mincy.
Judge Mincy? Okay. And this was Williams. No, who was the name of the individual?
Patrick
Williams. Okay.
He was position 5 on the add-on.
Oh, it was on an add-on. Okay, sorry.
I don't know. I think the officers just said they were reset, so we just roll with it. Let me see what I wrote on my calendar yesterday.
Patrick Williams and
Yeah, I just put reset for him and the date.
all right, he's been in custody since the 17th. He was reset to today, but I have no notes. And he's got an open case 25 CR 001614C.
It's a criminal trespass at the same location.
Okay.
There was also supposed to be a Dietarius Kelly on the calendar today, but he didn't make it on the calendar for some reason. I spoke with him and
Felony upgrade. He was the one. He had a previous battery family violence conviction, and they combined the misdemeanor and felony and gave us a DA number, so we upgraded everything.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. And this one was Mr. Williams pled to criminal trespass on April 10th of 2025. Okay, so unfortunately, this is a new case. All right, we'll just be in a brief recess until Ms. McLeod and courtroom 2 come back and the interpreter come back into the main session. All right, thank you, folks.
Mr. McLean, can you go see if Mr. Vanis is available? I don't know if it's a man or a woman.
I think it's a miss.
Okay.
Yeah, if the deputies could, if the deputies find Vanis and put them in a breakout room, I can interview that person.
Okay. Thank you. Yo, what are they doing today?
Miss Allen, please mute your screen.
So I just called over there. Number 7 is reset behavior, and they about to check on Patrick Williams.
Number 7?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And they about to check on 15 because they said they didn't put 15 on the pool sheet.
Okay. So Nicholas McLaurin, position number 7 is reset to April 19th.
Correct.
Behavior issues. Please make a note on the calendar, folks. And then,
Did they
and
say
what did
anything
you
about
say about
13?
Patrick? What did you say about Patrick Williams? I'm sorry, Mr. Jordan, what was that?
No, I was asking if they went to get the defender for 13, the one that they
I'll
thought
call
was
back.
NOD.
I'm gonna call back.
All right,
Yeah,
and
they tried to call.
And I forgot about Thompson.
13 and 15 and the add-on, Thompson. And Mr. Chate had spoken to someone called Daryl something.
The one that got transferred to felony, or
Oh, that's the one that got upgraded felony. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, disregard. So it's 13, 15, and the add-on. Thank you, Mr. Howard. Ms. Thompson, please mute your screen until we address the case. Please mute your screen.
All right, Judge. They got number 13 in the courtroom. They're going to go get number 15, and add-on 1 is in the courtroom. So we're just waiting on the interpreter. They'll be back with number 15.
Thank you.
I meant number.
All
Yeah,
right.
15.
Thank you. And Ms. Grace, you can mute Stacy Thompson until we're ready to address that case. Thank you.
You want the history now, so we can speed this up.
All right. Mr. McLean and Mr. Chate, and prosecutors, if you all are present. Mr. Howard's eager to let us know the GCIC.
Trying to hit the game tonight. I gotta go.
All right. Well, Miss McLeod is in the breakout, so
But that's on. He only has. This is second arrest for him. He got a 2023 alien inadmissibility.
Okay.
Mr. Mamadou Sal?
That's what I have. Yes.
Yeah, do you have it's a outstanding warrant from ICE for him, right? That's what I just seen in his file.
Hold on.
He has an ice hold, is that what you're saying?
I think so, yeah. It says
What's his booking? Hold on.
hold on.
Booking
I
number
got it.
is 250-6968.
It ain't on there though.
I says
But,
appears to have outstanding warrant of removal pending with ICE.
All right, that may have been from the previous case also, but anyways, what about Jesse Vanis, position 13?
39. Got the person that's homeless. I don't know if it's a man or a woman. 2023 FTA. Had a 2023 PI that was dismissed. Another 2023 PI that was a conviction. 2020 assault arrest. 2015 shoplifting obstruction conviction.
Okay, that's good.
And
Thank
I
you.
got one more. 2014 PI conviction.
And she has an open criminal trespass, right, from last month?
Yeah.
I do think there's MH issues in that case as well, Your Honor.
All right, we will address that when he's on the screen.
You
And
want
what
Thompson?
about well,
Williams?
Patrick Williams?
All right, 21.
Mm-hmm.
On probation for some criminal damage to property, terrorist threats. You want the case number?
Yes, please.
21 SC
Mhm.
179341.
Okay.
Open case out of the cab for interference with government property, terroristic threats, simple battery against police. Got another open in Superior Court, entering auto, loitering problem. It's 24 SC 004 703. Already has a trespass arrest from this year.
Mhm.
2022 FTA. 2019 robbery by intimidation, first offender. And some more trespass convictions.
That's good. And then for the add-on, Mr. Thompson.
22 total. Last arrest was 01. He was sentenced in 03. Armed robbery, ag assault, theft by receiving, kidnapping. Those were convictions. They gave him 20 years to serve. So that should have timed out in 2023. That's where the big gap comes from.
All right. Thank you. All right.
right.
See if anyone has appeared yet. Nope. We're still okay. Howard, could you please contact courtroom 2 and tell them we have to resume with the calendar?
Okay.
Thank you.
My children just came home, took all the snacks I had here for myself, and demanded more food, and I had to make them leave. Leave. It's Friday, clearly, like.
Such is life.
Mhm.
They're coming.
Thank you.
I'm gonna try to condense some of the facts in this case since we have an interpreter.
All right. I've read some of the warrants, so if you really just want to go to recommendation, that would be fine too.
Okay,
And the
that's
reason
fine.
this was reset was for an interpreter, but also Mr. McLean thought that maybe they needed to conflict off because of our individual in our current case. I believe the public defender may be representing.
Right. We represent Mr. Hooks in a PI case that's still open.
Which case?
We represent Mr. Hooks in a PI case.
I see. Okay.
Not a PI in the other sense, it's a pre-indictment case.
Right.
Yeah, so I'll go straight into the recommendation.
Your Honor, I'm back. We're back out of the breakout.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's address position number 11. Ms. Sane, if you may proceed with this interpretation. This is State versus Mahmoudou Sow, accused of 4 misdemeanor offenses stemming from an April 15th, 2025 incident.
Waa kii bi état bi la nag ak yow Mamadou Sow ñeenti yëf lañ la jàppee avril le 15 avril.
Your case number is 25 CR 2014H.
Sa numéro cas bi 25 CR 20148.
You are charged with disorderly conduct, simple battery, willful obstruction of an officer, and public drunk.
Liñ la jàppee nag mooy danga xawoon a mel ni ku mandi ba pare danga kii woon dégluwoo li policier bi di wax ba pare danga nekkoon ci mbedd bi di kii woo say cër daal.
Yeah. Please tell him he has a right to remain silent, and I have a good idea about everything about his case, and I will speak for him. He's not to say anything. This is just his bond hearing.
léegi yow waroo wax dara fi mu nekk fi mu toll nii da ngay noppi rek waroo wax dara moom dina toppatoo lépp incha allah.
Mr. Sao, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say at the present time in this open session, your statements can and will be used against you, especially by the prosecutor.
fu mu nekk nii nag yow da nga am pour silence def silence lépp loo fi wax rek dañ la koy toppee ca file bu ñu demee ca kii ba.
That's why it's very important for your attorney to speak for you and you remain silent. Any comments or questions, you can speak with your attorney separately.
moo tax mu ne la c'est très important pour sa avocat bi moom moo lay waxal yow nga noppi lépp question boo am rek nga laaj ko sa avocat après.
Sorry. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, Ms. McLeod will be your appointed counsel.
am nga nag droit pour jël avocat mais bu dee amoo moitié pour jël ko mën ngaa jël Miss McLeod mu nekk sa Miss McLeod mu nekk sa kii bi avocat bi.
At the present time, you have 2 arrest cycles.
fi ñu toll ni yaa ngi am ñaari kii yuñ la arrêté ñaar.
This one and a prior 2023 alien inadmissibility issue.
Bii ak 2023 amoon na tamit luñ la kii woon jàppee woon.
We are not certain whether you presently have an ICE hold.
wóoru leen ndax ICE nag ñu ngi la jàpp fi mu nekk nii wóoru leen.
The prosecutor, Ms. Dunlap, is going to give your bond recommendations. Please listen carefully.
waa kii nag moom prosecutor la moom Miss Dunlap la tudd mën nga ko déglu rek lu muy wax.
The state is looking for a $500 surety bond on each count.
waa nee na état bi nag ñu ngi lay def en charge $500 pour benn bu nekk.
As the state considers the defendant a flight risk.
état bi nag dañoo wax ne da nga doon jéem a daw.
No further contact with Israel Hooks.
bul am benn contact ak ki nga doon kii jëflanteel noonu.
Stay away from the Travel Lodge Hotel at 2471 Old National Parkway.
ba pare hôtel bi loolu xewoon 2471 foofu kii bi hôtel ba fa mu nekk noonu bu fa dem bu fa tegati sa tànk.
No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
ba pare bul kii utiliser benn drogue benn alcool.
Your attorney, Ms. McLeod. Yes, Ms. McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor. I am asking for a signature bond for my client.
moom nag sa kii bi sa kii avocat Miss McLeod nee na daf leen di ñaan pour ñu defar la signature bond signature.
Your Honor, based on my discussions with him, he does not know the alleged victim at all. What he tells me was that he gave the alleged victim $4 for some food. There's a particular food that they sell like on the side of the street. And then the alleged victim took the money and didn't want to give it back to him, and of course did not give him any food. So he was just trying to get his money back. That was all. And then the guy, it was actually a man and not a woman at all. For some reason, the police officer thought it was a woman. Maybe he had on female clothes, but it was actually a man.
moom lim leen di expliquer rek mooy yow li ko expliquer mu ngi leen di wax ne yow xamoo kooku mosoo koo gis boobu mooy première fois nga gis ko xamoo ko ba pare ki ñu loon wax ne moom jigéen la du jigéen ab góor la rek bu sol yëre jigéen ba pare li xew mooy dangaa joxe sa xaalis pour ñu jox la lekk te joxuñ la lekk bi yow sa xaalis nga doon jéem a retirer rek loolu rek a xewoon du dara.
And that is why the warrant says that he kept saying to the person, money, money, because he just wanted to get his $4 back, Your Honor. That was all that was. He doesn't know this person at all.
moo tax kii policier bi la arrêté moom mu ngi doon wax ne yaa ngi doon wax money money parce que déggoo lànk bi yaa ngi naan money money sa xaalis bi rek nga soxloon pour jël defoo woon dara sa xaalis nga doon jéem a retiré.
All right. On each count, it's going to be a $500 signature bond through the jail. The total bond is going to be a $2,000 signature bond through the jail.
léegi comme que ñeenti yëf lañ la jàppee benn bu nekk dañ lay chargé $500 boo ko defee lépp day nekk $2,000.
He won't have to pay for the bond at the present time, but he must come back to court when summoned.
waaw mu nekkul nag léegi nga koy fay doo ko fay léegi mais buñ la woowee rek pour nga dellu si ci avocat bi da ngay dellu si.
Within 30 days, he must come to the clerk's office and give us his current mailing address in writing and in English.
Fileeg 30 jours da ngay dellu ci si bureau bi joxe sa adresse buñ lay mën a di contacter sa adresse.
He has to stay away from the Travel Lodge Hotel at 2471 Old National Highway.
léegi nag nee na bëgguñu jege Travel Lodge Hotel boobu 2471 bul fa dem bu fa jege.
And have no violent contact with Israel Hooks.
Ki ñu wax Israel Hooks bu ko jege bu ko laal.
That means no physical altercations and no verbal arguments with Mr. Hooks.
Ku ñu wax Mr. Hooks bul am dara looy wax ak moom bul am dara loo leen di laalante jege wante ba di la xëccante wax.
If he gets arrested again or if he doesn't show up to court, he will be arrested for failure to appear.
Buñ la jàppaatee wala buñ la woowee pour nga ñëwoo dinañ la jàppaat te dinañ am luñ def ak yow.
And the next time he will have to pay that $2,000 bond.
Te beneen yoon da nga am pour fay $2,000 boobu.
Thank you.
Jërëjëf.
All right. Just one second, Ms. Saini. A courtroom. Okay, he's concluded. Thank you, Ms. Saini. You're free to go. Ms. McLeod, did you have any other matters?
No, Your Honor, this was all. I took care of my other case earlier.
All right, then you have a great weekend. Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Judge, I got position 15, Mr. Williams. He said he wants to go pro se.
Okay. You need to be quiet until I tell you it's time to speak. This is State versus Patrick Williams, case number 25CR 002-026C. Mr. Williams is accused of criminal trespass from April 17th, 2025. And Mr. Williams, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say in open court, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one would be appointed to represent you, and that attorney will be advocating on your behalf. If you choose to waive your right to counsel and choose to waive your right to remain silent, then remember that you are responsible for understanding how the law impacts your particular case and how it may impact your bond, your freedom, and any other open cases you may have. So you are responsible for understanding how the law applies to your particular situation. Courtroom 2, please unmute.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Williams, I've advised you of your right to remain silent. Would you like to exercise your right to remain silent, or do you waive it?
I'll waive it.
You have a right.
Persecution matter says.
Be quiet, or I'll reset your case for tomorrow. So be quiet and let me finish. My next question is, would you like to waive your right to an attorney, or would you like an attorney to represent you?
No, I still represent myself. I'm better.
And you understand that you are responsible for understanding the law, the procedures, and how it applies to your case, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so listen very carefully. This is a first appearance We don't have the officer and we don't have any other witnesses. We have the warrants. So I'm going to conduct this according to my rules. If you interrupt and speak, I am going to set a no bond and reset your case for May 1st. Do you understand?
Yes, question, what's the date of?
I will give you a chance to speak, but if you violate my rules, I'm going to set a no bond and reset your case to May 1st. Do you understand my rules?
Yeah.
Good. We understand that Mr. Howard has, excuse me, Mr. Williams has 21 arrest cycles. Mr. Howard, as Mr. Williams is representing himself, you would need to indicate what his criminal history record is.
21 total. On probation for criminal damage to property, terrorist threats. Got an open interference with government property, simple battery against police, terrorist threats out of the cab, open case in Fulton for entering auto, loitering, prowling. 2025 arrest for trespass, 2022 failure to appear, 2019 robbery by intimidation, first offender, and a few other trespass convictions before that.
Thank you. Prosecutor Allen, what is the state's recommendation on his bond?
We're asking for $1,000 surety to stay away from the Capitol View Apartments at 685 University Avenue Southwest. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons, medication compliance, and a social worker visit if that's required to determine if a BHET is necessary.
All right. Courtroom 2, please unmute. All right. Mr. Williams, the prosecution has recommended $1,000 surety bond with the requirement that you stay away from the Capitol View Apartments. Do you have an argument for an alternative bond?
No.
You don't have? You agree to the $1,000 surety bond?
Yeah, I can make a buy right now, buy right away till I get home.
I'm sorry, could you repeat your statement?
I represent, I agree, I'm sorry.
I didn't understand his sentence.
I agree, ma'am.
Do you agree to the $1,000 surety bond?
Yeah.
And do you agree to stay away from the Capitol View Apartments?
Yes.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell me today in terms of argument for your bond?
I want to tell you happy birthday and thank you.
If you're whispering, I can't hear you.
I want to tell you happy birthday and thank you.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. It's not quite my birthday yet, but thank you. Bond is set at $1,000. It is a surety bond. Condition to the bond is to stay away from the Capitol View Apartments and to comply with any medication or treatment that's required. And also, if he's still at the jail, to have a social worker visit. Next court date is May 1st. Thank you. Courtroom 2, please unmute. Thank you. All right, we're good to go. Thank you. Next case, please.
We're gonna go with the add-on, Mr. McLean.
That's
Rodney Thompson.
We're ready on that.
All right. And Deputy, do you think we'll be able to address position 13, Jesse Bannis?
Yes, we have him. He'll be next.
All right, thank you so much. This is State versus Rodney Eugene Thompson, accused of battery from April 17th, 2024. Case number 25CR2041G. Mr. Thompson, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say in open court, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney, and representing you at the present time is Mr. McLean. Mr. McLean, you've already been apprised of his criminal history record, including the 22 cycles, his felony conviction and time served in prison. And so we're going to proceed straight to the prosecutor's recommendation. Ms. Allen?
Thank you, Your Honor. This is actually an incident from about 3:45 a.m. on the 17th. of April. So actually a year ago, the 17th of April, 2024 is what the
Oh, I'm
document
sorry.
states.
Yeah, it's April 17, 2024. Correct. Yes.
While Officer Ladarian Johnson was on patrol for Capital City Police downtown, he actually witnessed the defendant pick up a metal pole and assault the victim, Gregory Chamber, striking him in the back of his head, causing a head injury. The defendant was known to the officer because of the location and his frequent contact on patrol, and a warrant was issued. We're asking for a $3,000 surety, Your Honor, no contact with Gregory Chamber, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons.
Thank you. Ms. Stacy Thompson, if we can prompt her to unmute, please, Ms. Grace.
Hello.
Hello, Ms. Thompson. My name is Judge Law. Are you here for Mr. Thompson's case?
Yes.
All right. Do you want to say something?
I don't know. I had got a call, but I missed it. And what I picked up was where they left a message. And I know all they was telling me to come on Zoom because he's finna go into court. And so, and I'd like to know what was going on with him too.
All right. So if you please raise your right hand, do you solemnly swear and affirm anything you say will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
All right. That's not for you, Mr. Thompson, just for Stacy Thompson. And Miss Stacy Thompson, as you've heard, he's being charged with one misdemeanor offense of battery stemming from an incident of last April, almost a year to go from yesterday in 2024, involving a victim by the name of Gregory Chambers. The prosecutor is recommending that he be given a $3,000 good bond or a surety bond. Do you have any other questions?
No.
Okay.
No.
Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, thank you. Rodney Thompson, Your Honor, is a graduate of a local high school here within one of our two adjoining counties. He is engaged in the business of landscaping and has been for quite some time. He wanted me to ask the court to consider the lowest possible bond in this situation, Your Honor, and we do, of course, note, as is obvious, that it is a case that is 1 year old at this point.
Bond is set at $1,000. It is a surety bond. No further contact with Gregory Chambers. His next court date is May 1st. If he does post bond, please make sure that you maintain a current residential address with the court at all times, and that you appear in court when summoned. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. Okay, that's it.
Mr. Thompson, you have a right to remain silent. You got a $1,000 surety bond. I don't recommend you say anything. Next case is Jesse Bennis.
He's coming up, Judge.
Your Honor, that's, we'll need to ask Jesse Van for a little information first.
Oh, do you need to be in a breakout with him?
Yes.
All right. The best thing I can do is put courtroom 2 and you into a breakout.
That's fine.
Okay. Deputy, you're going to go into a breakout room with Attorney McLean. We'll be in a brief recess until courtroom 2 comes back. Ms. Thompson, you're free to leave the Zoom, or Ms. Grace, we can remove Stacy Thompson from the Zoom.
We're back.
All right, Mr. McLean.
Your Honor, could we go into a breakout room briefly with the state and Your Honor?
Okay, let me just go. This is Jesse Vanis, case 25 CR 2034F, accused of a PI misdemeanor charge, fair evasion, and criminal trespass from April 16th, 2025. Mr. Vanis, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say in open court, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney, and representing you is Mr. Michael McLean. We are going to be in a brief conference with your attorney, and then we'll resume with this hearing very shortly. Miss Grace, can you place everyone in a breakout who's on video with the exception of courtroom 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Jordan, are you going in?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And Mr. Jordan too. Thank you. We can switch off the video on courtroom 2. Thank you. All right, Miss Grace, can you prompt courtroom 2 to start their video? All right, moving on to Jesse Vanis. We have conferred with defense counsel and Mr. Vanis on the PI charge. Your bond is a $2,000 surety bond. The fair evasion is $500 and the criminal trespass is $1,000. Your total bond is $3,500. It's a surety bond, and your next court date is May 1st at 11 a.m. Stay away from all model property, no illegal drugs, alcohol, and weapons. Thank you.
What was that amount?
3,500 surety.
Tomorrow?
No, it'll be Judge Williams. Okay.
She said y'all swap, Judge.
Yeah, courtroom 2. Are we good?
Yes, we good.
All right, y'all have a good weekend then. Thank you. All right, just to go over the cases that we just addressed, position 7 is reset behavior. Position 11, the interpreter case was a signature bond through the jail. Position 13 is a 3,500 surety bond. And position 15, Patrick Williams, is a $1,000 surety bond. All right, we good?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, everyone. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's me tomorrow, but I'll check into that. Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.
A good holiday.
You too. Thank you. Oh, I forgot, so long weekend too. Okay. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.